Broadcasting live from the tranquil cove on the plain of Tarkir, this is Tap Tap Concede. And it's just myself and James here this week.
What up?
Yeah. Sorry we're a little delayed on this particular episode, but the advantage is that spoiler season has begun.
That's true.
And we get to talk about dragons, not just of Tarkir, but also the cards that are dragon cards. They've spoiled a bunch of a cycle, actually, of rare dragons and a couple of the mythics.
But we'll save those for later.
We'll save those. I'm pretty curious to see what they're going to do at, like, common level. Apparently, this is the largest number of dragons.
I mean, this draft format will have, because this draft format it's going to be Dragons,
Fate. Yeah.
That's a lot of packs with dragons in it.
Yeah. Which is good, because they've, as they've said before, typically when they try to do, it's a set with dragons, and there's like three.
Yeah, no.
It's
I mean, already
yeah.
There's like 7 or something like that. Maybe more, actually.
Well, how many were in Fate Reforged?
There was
12?
Was there only 12?
Well, there was 5.
There was 5
rares, and then the 5 uncommons.
And 5 commons.
Was there 5 common dragons? No.
Was there only a couple?
There was Lightning Shrieker, and
I thought there was one in each, but maybe I'm just crazy then.
I don't think so. I mean, there's Ugin if you count Ugin. Just checking real quick.
In cons?
In Fate Reforged, no, there was none in cons because of course they were all dead then. Yeah, white only has the Ward Scale Dragon.
Right. And blue only has
dragon. So yeah, there was the cycle of uncommons, the cycle of rares, and then in red there was the Lightning Shrieker. And I'm pretty sure that was it.
And there were no mythic dragons? Other than Ugin, which would be 12?
Nope. No, that was it.
Cool.
So there's already...
Well, I mean, that's 12.
It's already shaping up to be more...
A lot of dragons.
More than that in this.
Yeah.
So plenty of dragons to go around. But first, let's get our way through a Crack-A-Pack here. Got a nice... The pile is now less stable now that it doesn't have that all-foil Alara.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's do this.
What you got?
We got 6.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 6. Oh, Cons of Tarkir. Okay. So this was a double. That's why I went down to it. Oh, look at that. Didn't even know we had a pack of Cons of Tarkir in there. I'm not sure if someone gave this to us, but there's no name on it.
That's probably just from our stuff, to be honest. Oh. So, but hey, I know all of these cards, and we can easily first pick something.
Yeah.
So that's something.
We can actually get through this pack pretty quick, I think.
Yeah.
Monastery Flock.
Fine card.
Yeah, it's the 0/5 for 2 and a blue with Defender and Flying. And you can morph it. You can turn it face up for a single blue.
Currently my first pick.
Leaping Master.
Still probably my first pick. But Leaping Master's fine in the right deck. 2/1 for 1 and a red, and for 2 and a white, it can gain Flying till end of turn. It's fine.
It's especially fine when you just want a 2-drop to go really wide.
Yep.
Into like a War Flare or something. Oh, this will be the first pick probably so far. Debilitating Injury.
Yeah.
1 and a black for an enchantment creature aura. A creature enchantment aura. -2/-2.
Yeah.
The creature gets -2/-2. Really good for killing morphs.
Yeah.
As it turns out. Or manifests. Or Megamorphs.
We'll get to that.
But we'll talk about that later. Smoke Teller.
Yeah, it's still Debilitating Injury.
Yeah, it's 1 and a green. Again, it's a curve filler if you want to get a 2-drop. It's 1 and a green for a 2/2. And it has an activated ability that never gets used. For 1 and a blue, look at target face-down creature.
I did it once.
What did you see? Was it worth it?
No,
Yeah.
it was the Abomination of Gadul, and I kind of knew that's what it was. But I had 2 open mana, so it's just like, doop, let's look.
Why not? Active Treason.
Sure. I mean, we've seen that card a lot, but
Fine in the right deck.
would you... It's like the only time I'm really excited to take Active Treason in this format was when I had the Butcher of the Horde.
Oh, yes, you can take it and sack it.
Yeah, take it and sack it to
Not a lot of
turn
sacrifice outlets.
Not really, but
it's fine in like a deck with 1 or more Goblin Heel Cutters.
yeah,
Because then you can be like, okay, I got 6 mana. I'll dash out the heel cutter, and I'll take the other creature, and then just ran for a ton of damage.
Yep.
Ifrit Weapon Master is a 4/3 first strike for 3 blue, red, white, but you can morph it.
Oh boy.
And turn it up for 2 blue, red, white. It's part of that cycle. And when it enters the battlefield or is turned face up, another creature, not this creature, another creature you control gets +3/+0 until end of turn. We had someone do this on stream to us the other day, where they their only creature was a weapon master.
Yep.
And they turned it face up, expecting it to get +3
to
turn into a 7/3
first strike.
First strike.
Nope.
And that did not work, and their creature died.
Yeah.
What were we attacking with? Like a Loxodon or something?
Something like that, yeah. Something that he was very hopeful to kill, so.
It's the hottest game sweeping the nation. It's Siegecraft.
What does this card do again?
It's 3 and a white. Can you guess? I'm curious if you remember Siegecraft at all.
It's like a pump thing, right?
No.
No.
I mean, it's an enchantment.
Plus, that gives +2/+4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gives it.
That is a card that I have not played.
It gives it a bonus giant spider.
Yeah.
Except not with reach. No, I don't think I've ever played Siegecraft. Hey, Thornwood Falls.
Sure. The blue and the green.
The blue-green, what are they called? Gainlands?
Gainlands, because, yeah.
Nice. This guy's fun. Jeskai Wind Scout. He's a 2/1 flying bird scout for 2 and a blue with prowess. Pretty much any sort of like Jeskai or blue-red deck just kind of wants this guy.
Yeah, he's sweet.
Little dude in the air.
I don't know if he's better. He's probably like up there right now.
In terms of just from the commons of what you would pick?
Yeah. I really like Wind Scout a lot. That being said, it dies to debilitating injury, so.
Yeah. Well, luckily, you don't have to pick from just the commons, because that's why we have other rarities.
All right, sweet.
Morph token there. Mardu Heart Piercer.
Oh, yeah, this is like one of my favorite cards. This was like my favorite card going into this format, and it's still like so good. I love this card so much.
3 and a red for a 2/3 human archer with raid. If you attacked this turn, when Mardu Heart Piercer enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Real good. Again, we mentioned morphs. This guy works against morphs on 2 axes because it blocks them really well.
Yep, and it can kill them.
It's a 2/3, and you can just kill them. You can be like, I attack with my 2/3 Mardu Horde Chief, and they're like, oh, I'm not going to block with my morph. And you're like, cool. Bing.
All right, get out of here, debilitating
All right,
injury.
how do you feel about Mardu Heart Piercer versus our next uncommon, Pine Walker?
Ooh.
It's a 5/5 for 3 green. And it has morph, and you can turn it up for the same converted mana cost of 5, but instead it's 4 and a green, so it's a little easier on your mana. And it has an ability whenever Pine Walker or another creature you control is turned face up, untap that creature. So you can attack with your 2/2, and they're like, I'll let it through. And then they attack back with their 3/3, and you flip Pine Walker, it untaps, and you block.
Yeah.
Pine Walker's
He's
real nice.
really good. I haven't actually had a chance to really play with that card a whole lot, but I like it a lot. I don't know if I like it more than the Heart Piercer, though.
No, I think in a vacuum I would
Yeah.
want to take Heart Piercer just because it fits into more stuff. I think. But,
no, I agree.
All right, our last uncommon's gonna be a test for you though.
Okay.
Seeker of the Way.
Ooh, 1 and a white for a 2/2 with prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Seeker of the Way gains the lifelink until end of turn. So, yeah, you play this down on turn 2 and play a lot of things on turn 3, and all of a sudden you have this 3/3 with lifelink, which is just really good.
Works well with like in a blue-white thing or a Jeskai shell with like Right into Being.
Yeah.
Because you still get a 2/2 creature, but it's a spell, so you get this guy gets pumped.
Yeah. Man, Seeker's probably the best card of those 3, I think. At least
so.
it's certainly the one I would want to play with the most.
Yeah. I think I'd probably take the Seeker out of the pack so far.
But what is our rare?
Well,
Does our rare get there?
Our land is a mountain.
Okay.
We have a foil.
Oh, boy.
It's a Rugged Highlands.
Oh, okay.
You might want that for your cube.
I have it. It's already foiled. Don't worry about it.
And our rare is
What?
End Hostilities.
Oh, interesting.
Destroy all creatures and all permanents attached to all creatures for 3 white.
I mean, I'd probably just slam that.
I mean,
The power level is really high in that card.
Yeah. And you're obviously not getting Seeker the way back.
God, no.
You're not passing any other white.
No. But I mean, if you take End Hostilities and pass Seeker, Walker, Heartpiercer, you're the guy to your left is going to have just as hard a time as you were until you saw the End Hostilities, probably,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So, End Hostilities is
It's
just
fun
great.
to sort of know how your first couple turns are going. Like if you have it in your opening hand and you're like, okay, maybe I'll play out a creature just so I don't totally die.
Overextend, and
But your opponent just like, sweet, I'm curving out. And then on turn 5, you just go, goodbye, everything, 4 for 1.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's really good. So that's probably my pick.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, that was unusual. That was a modern
Crack-a-Pack. I like it.
Okie dokie. So let's look at some of these new cards from Dragons. I almost said Fate Reforged.
But
No.
do you want to talk about? Let's talk about the mechanics first.
Oh yeah. Okay, so there's
3 mechanics.
well, there's more than 3.
Well, 3 new to this set, correct?
Yeah. So what are the returning mechanics?
What are the returning mechanics that we've seen so far?
Well, there is. Hang on. I believe.
Dash is back.
Yeah. So Dash from Fate Reforged is back, which is the you have an alternate casting cost for a creature. It comes into play. It gains haste, and then at the end of turn, it goes back to your hand. They've spoiled the Sprinting War Brute, for example, which is a 5/4 for 4 and a red that attacks each turn if able, and you can dash it for 3 and a red.
Or how about the Lightning Berserker?
Oh, that sounds much better. What's that
No,
one?
it's not.
Oh,
For 1 red, you get a 1/1, and for its dash cost of 1, you can cast it for dash. It also has fire breathing, which is interesting.
I don't know how I feel about this.
I feel
card.
like this card actually gets better later on in the game.
if you can get it through.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're just playing it, like even if you're like late in the game and you have a lot of open red mana,
I guess it has the potential to trade with a lot of stuff.
yeah, because like you can get this down and attacking for 5 mana on the turn it's played, right? Like
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, right.
Like attacking with a 5/1 out of seemingly nowhere seems like it'd be really good. So prowess, I haven't seen prowess yet, right?
Prowess is
not back.
Dash is back, and
I think that's it, isn't
I think
it?
that might be the only returning mechanic.
That's the only returning so far that they've spoiled.
Oh no, sorry, Bolster. That's
Oh
the
yeah,
other one.
is Bolster back?
Yeah,
Okay.
so Bolster is back under the Dramoka clan.
Yeah.
Which Bolster from Fate Reforged, which is you put a +1/+1, or you put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to the Bolster number,
Yeah.
like Bolster 1 or Bolster 2, on the creature you control with the least toughness, or tied for the least toughness.
Yeah.
And then Dash is the Kolagan clan's mechanic.
Yeah.
But there is some new stuff.
So there are 2 new mechanics and 1 returning mechanic. Let's talk about the returning mechanic. It is Rebound.
Rebound.
Rebound's super cool.
There's actually another new mechanic, but
Is there?
yeah.
All right.
Let's talk about Rebound.
Let's talk about Rebound. So Rebound is
I want to talk to you about value.
yeah. So Rebound basically allows you to cast a spell and then cast it again at the beginning of your next turn.
Yeah, the reminder text reads, if you cast this spell from your hand, exile it as it resolves. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast this card from exile without paying its mana cost. So that's important, the may, because you have to remember to do that.
Yep.
Magic Online will remind you, but in paper, people typically will put a die or something on top of their deck.
Yeah,
so that before they go to draw their card, they'll be like, why did I put a die there? Oh, right, I get to cast this.
Yeah. I mean, in casual...
The card is not, also notably, because you exile it after you cast it and then get to cast it from exile next turn. The card is not in your graveyard.
Correct.
Until
it is...
after that point.
Yeah.
I guess that means you can optionally leave it in exile.
So you could, I think.
Yeah.
So the one is the only card that they've spoiled with the Rebound, the
Ojutai Summons?
Ojutai Summons, which
I
is
believe so.
pretty good. So 3 blue for a sorcery. You can put a 2/2 blue Djinn monk creature token with flying onto the battlefield.
So you get a Windrake
and it has Rebound.
for 5 mana.
For 5 mana, you get
2/2 flyers.
2/2 flyers. I mean,
Sign me up.
Sure. I mean, what card did this recently? Talron's Invocation. That was, I believe, 2 blue for 2/2 flyers.
Yeah, but you got them both right then.
Yeah, like that card. That
was
card
really
was
good.
significantly better than this card.
Talrant's Invocation was very strong.
Yes, that was a very good card, but it is a card that did something similar that gave you the.
This one's
the
also
same
a
type of
common,
creatures. Yes,
which is relevant.
It's true.
So, Rebound originally showed up in Rise of the Eldrazi. There were some very powerful Rebound cards. I think the one most people were thinking of is Stagger Shock,
Yes.
which it did 2 damage for 2 and a red, and then it rebounded. So you got to do 4 damage for 3 red mana.
Yeah.
I believe it was also an instant. So you could
Possibly.
have turn Stagger Shock and then untap, and but that is unlikely to happen because Rebound looks like it is the mechanic of the Ojutai clan,
Yes.
which is in blue and white.
Yeah.
So we probably won't be seeing rebound cards in red. So one of the new mechanics for the Silumgar clan is one called Exploit, which is interesting.
Oh yeah, right. Exploit.
Let's take a look at this astonishingly good card, Sidisi, who's back, but she's dead now.
Awkward.
But that hasn't stopped her.
Yeah.
Sidisi, Undead Vizier. It's you just scroll past it, Paul. It's lower down. It's in the bottom. There it is. There she is. She's black. 3 black for a 4/6 with Death Touch. That's already pretty good.
Yep.
A 4/6 with Death Touch is hard to.
Good luck getting through that.
Yeah. But she has this ability called Exploit, which is when the creature enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. And when Sidisi exploits a creature, you may search your library for a card, put it into your hand, and shuffle your library.
Yeah.
So worst case scenario with Sidisi, you're getting a 4/6 Death Touch for 5 mana.
Yeah.
And then if you sacrifice something, you get to
Tutor anything
Is
you
that
want.
demonic tutor?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
It's
you get to just
anything-
look through your deck, pick a card, put it in your hand.
And it's not put it on the top of your library. It's not anything like that. It's it just goes right in your hand, and you can just do whatever you want with it.
That seems worthwhile.
Yeah, the card seems very good. A lot of people are pegging it as like super constructed playable. So we will see.
The Atarka clan has a mechanic called Formidable, or as I'm going to be saying every time starting now, Formidable. It's like Ferocious, but more ferocious.
Even more ferocious. I'm surprised they didn't call it just Mega Ferocious.
It's ultra ferocious.
Ultra ferocious.
It's so whereas Ferocious cared about having a single creature with power 4 or greater, Formidable cares about having 8 power or greater spread across all your creatures.
Yeah.
So if you have 2 4-power creatures, or 4 2-power creatures, or 4 a 2 and a 2, or whatever, or higher, then you trigger this in the same way that you trigger Ferocious. An example is the Stampeding Elk Herd, which you can see on screen if you're watching the video, which is 5 mana, 5/5. So 3 green for a 5/5, which is sweet.
Super good.
But if you trigger Formidable, whenever Stampeding Elk Herd attacks, if creatures you control have total power 8 or greater, creatures you control also gain trample until end of turn.
Yeah, and I mean this guy's already counting towards 5.
Yeah.
Of
You don't need a lot
of that
more. To
just
make
get
that
another
work.
3-power creature, and you have 2 tramplers, right?
And the other stuff doesn't have to attack. It's
No.
just if you have 8 or greater power, then this guy's just a 5/5 trample when attacking, which is the only time trample matters. So that's pretty sweet.
the last mechanic, which is very silly, but also awesome, is Megamorph.
Megamorph. We figured, like everybody guessed, that there would be another face down card mechanic
Yep.
after Morph and Manifest, and we were curious to see what it was going to be. And I know some people have been joking about the name, but the name is fine.
Yeah, it's
the ability, I think, looks less exciting than it is. Like it's sort of like, oh, it's Morph, but you got a counter.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of interesting play there. So what it means is it works just like Morph. You play the creature face down for 3 mana. You get the 2/2 morph. You even use the same reminder token as before, the little ones that come in the pack. The little 2/2 morph guy.
That'd be kind of hilarious if they made Megamorph tokens, because then you'd just be like, oh, wait, no, why did I use that one?
But when you turn the card face up, in addition to any other ability it might have, you also put a +1/+1 counter on it.
Yeah.
So it gets bigger.
So the one that I'm looking at right now is the Aven Sunstriker, which casts for 1 white, and if you just cast it for 1 white, you get a 1/1 flying double strike bird warrior,
which is actually pretty
fine,
sweet.
But it has Megamorph, which means you play him face down as a 2/2, flip him up for 4 and a white to make it a 2/2 double strike flying bird warrior.
That is considerably better.
Which seems very, very good.
Yeah. Now, what interests me about this is that because we are drafting, because Khans of Tarkir is not in this draft format.
Correct.
Or sealed format. It's just no longer in the format because that timeline is not the timeline we are in any longer.
Yeah.
All of the Obzon cards from Khans of Tarkir that care about counters, like the Falconer or the Battle Priest, those are gone.
Yep.
You don't have those. So it remains to be seen if there's any additional advantage to just having a counter on a creature. But I think it's pretty good in most cases.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I mean, I was reading in the limited information column today about this guy, the Gudul Lurker, which is a 1/1 unblockable for 1 blue. That's not that good. That's actually pretty bad. I wouldn't want to run that in a draft.
Yeah.
But you can play it, you can morph it face down as a 2/2, and then you can Megamorph it up, and it becomes a 2/2 unblockable creature. And the Megamorph cost is, again, only a single blue. 2/2 unblockable is considerably stronger than a 1/1 unblockable.
Yep.
So it basically goes from like a card that I don't want to waste one of my 23 cards in the draft deck for to something that could actually be a serious clock. So
I'm interested to see how that guy works out.
Yeah,
he's actually one of the most interesting of the uncommon Megamorphs that were spoiled. Mm-hmm. So I'm very curious.
It is a funny name.
It is a funny name,
Megamorph.
All right, let's talk about some dragons.
All right, so there's we're gonna leave the Elder Dragons.
Yeah, the flashy dragons, the mythic stuffs.
The Elder Dragons. Yes, until all 5 of them have been spoiled, because at time of recording, only Silumgar and Koligan have been spoiled. And the spoiler for Koligan is also in Spanish, so it's Koligan Sinora Dragon, which I do like. But there's a cycle of 5 rare dragons that we can talk about, and we will. So let's begin with it's a Selesnya color combination. It's my favorite. It's the Erishan Sovereign. It's a 6/6 flyer for 7. So 6/6 for 5 green-white. 6/6 flyer for 7. It's a little steep, but that's fine. When it dies, you may put it on the top or bottom of its owner's library.
So it never dies.
So it's like, well, it turns any kill spell into a Griptide.
Yep.
It's like, well, okay, I'll cast it again next turn, I guess. Like,
yeah, exactly.
If you're gonna make me spend my whole turn recasting the same spell, I could do worse than a 6/6 flyer.
Yep.
That seems pretty interesting. Or for some reason, if you would just want to make it go away, you can put it on the bottom. I don't know why.
I mean, if it's not going to win you the game, if
I guess, yeah.
If something is going to, there's board states that exist where
it's nice to have the
6/6
option.
Sure, yeah, exactly. So
I mean, maybe I'm in an EDH game and I've got Grenzo, and he's got 7 counters on him, and I want to put something from the bottom of my deck into the graveyard and reanimate. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, it's also a May ability.
I'm reaching. That's true. You
can just let the dragon die.
Can just let it die.
Yep.
That's true.
All right,
you take
next one. Yeah. Pristine Skywise, the Azorius dragon colors. It is for 4 white blue. You get a 6/4 flying dragon.
I like that.
That's pretty sweet. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, untap Pristine Skywise. It gains protection from the color of choice until a color of your choice until the end of turn.
Oh, I'm just imagining the blowouts.
Yeah, so I mean, just attack with them and then pass, and then anything during combat trick.
But you can also
pump spell,
you can cast a non-creature spell on a different creature.
Yep.
Right? Like you can cast a kill. You can do a kill spell on one of their 2 creatures that they're attacking with, or a pump spell on one of your other creatures. And no matter what you're targeting with it, Pristine Skywise gets to untap and basically not die in combat.
Yep.
That's real good.
Yep. That one seems really good. I like that one a lot. All right. What's our next guy?
The next one, is the Necromaster Dragon. That's a sweet name, by the way. It's a 4/4 flyer for 5 mana for 3 blue-black. That's a solid casting cost, too, because all the 4/4 flyers were 6 mana, all the uncommon cycle.
Yep.
In Fate Reforged. Whenever Necromaster Dragon deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 2 colorless. If you do, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield, and each opponent puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard.
That's pretty interesting.
Well, you don't have to worry about accidentally fueling your opponent's delve, because there's no delve anymore.
There's no more delve.
So, not that you're ever going to mill someone out with this, but that's interesting. That's less relevant. The most relevant thing is you're getting a 4/4 flyer for 5, and then the second most relevant is when it hits, you can...
Well, there's a little bit of delve.
Pay. Is there delve? I thought there was no delve.
Not in this set.
Oh, in
Fate.
Fate Reforged, that's true. Is there? Oh, yes, of course there is. Yep, Gurmag Angler in that. Yeah, when it hits, you can pay 2 and then make a 2/2 zombie.
Yeah.
You only get to do that once for every time it deals combat damage.
You can't,
But that's sweet.
Yeah.
Just generate little dudes.
I like this guy.
Who's next?
Next is the Boltwing Marauder.
That is some sweet art. Oh, of course it's Raymond Swanland.
Yeah, of course it is. 3 black, red for a 5/4 flying dragon. Okay, so that's better than the last one.
That's more aggressive.
Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn.
Oh, no. What are the token makers in Fate Reforged that we know about? Because Hordling Outburst and Take Up Arms were from cons.
Yep. Well, I mean, they've already spoiled... Didn't they spoil Dragon Fodder?
Oh, I heard there was a Dragon Fodder reprint.
It's just straight up Dragon Fodder. Is in this set.
So you get to give 2 creatures +2/+0, or 1 creature +4/+0. You can have Boltwing swing for 9 if you play Dragon Fodder.
Yeah.
Also, that's flavorful because Dragon Fodder.
Yeah. yeah. No, this is
really good.
Yeah, I like this dude a lot. He's pretty sweet.
When battling the Kolagon, consider yourself lucky if lightning strikes the same place only twice.
Only twice.
That's good.
Yeah.
And the Atarka clan dragon is the Harbinger of the Hunt. It is a 3 red-green for a 5/3 flyer. So that's interesting. The black-blue one is 5 mana for a 4/4. And then the red-black one is more aggressive. It's 5 mana for a 5/4.
Yeah.
And then the red-green one is more aggressive but less resilient because it's 5 mana for a 5/3.
Yeah.
But it has 2 abilities. 2 in a red, Harbinger of the Hunt deals 1 damage to each creature without flying. 2 in a green, Harbinger of the Hunt deals 1 damage to each other creature with flying.
So this guy eats up X1s. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter if they fly or not. It makes combat a lot more interesting because of the blocks that you have to make, and have to realize that if this guy survives combat, afterwards he can easily just pay 3 mana and maybe kill off a couple extra creatures that weren't going to die from the blocks.
Also, you can activate these abilities multiple times.
Yeah.
So if they have a bunch of
I mean,
2 toughness guys, you can activate it twice and kill them all.
If you have 9 open mana, just like 3 damage to everything with the flying.
That's a lot of mana.
I mean, that's all creatures, correct?
It's each creature without flying, and then the flying one is each other creature with flying. So it's never going to kill itself.
So, but
Unless
it will hit.
loses
It's going to hit your own guys.
Yeah.
So obviously keep that in mind. But still, this guy seems really good. I like him a lot.
Yeah, all the dragons.
Yeah, all these dragons seem pretty sweet.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. It looks like there's also going to be a cycle of monocolored rare dragons. So we know there's at least 15 dragons
There's a lot of freaking dragons.
But I really want to see if they can do smaller dragons, because all these dragons are huge.
Yeah. Like
I'm
smaller,
still-
common, like 2/2. Oops, sorry.
Just like drakes.
Yeah.
Right? I'm really hoping for something like that, but I don't know. We'll see.
That would be cool.
I think it behooves us to discuss also one of the biggest spoilers in the set, which probably isn't a surprise to many people who've been following the flavor articles on the Wizards website. But Narset is now a planeswalker, Narset Transcendent, and she seems very powerful.
She seems like, I mean, a lot of people are saying best planeswalker in a while, and I kind of agree.
It's hard to argue with 6 loyalty
for 4.
for 4 mana, going to 7 when she hits.
Yeah, so for 2 white, blue, you can play Narset. You get 6 loyalty to start with, as Graham just said. +1, look at the top card of your library. If it's a non-creature, non-land card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's like conditionally just draw a card.
Yep. -2. So you can play Narset -2 to take her to 4, and she's still out of bolt range, which is insane.
Yeah. And not that bolting is that relevant these days.
No, but still, 3 damage is, I mean, in other formats, right?
That's true, actually.
This is huge. Her -2 reads, when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell from your hand this turn, it gains Rebound. So not as strong as the planeswalkers who basically just say the next time you cast your next instance or sorcery, copy it. But still pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were super excited today about doing this with...
Temporal Trespass.
Yeah, but only to realize that you actually have to exile Trespass upon when you cast it the first time.
Meaning?
It's not... It's... Yeah,
Temporal Trespass is the take an extra turn card, right?
Yeah, but when part of its casting cost is you exile it.
Oh.
So you can't...
Right.
You can't rebound it.
You can't rebound it because it gets exiled to its own ability.
Yeah.
And can't... Okay.
And can't come back.
Right.
So that was pretty funny. But
I guess there's a reason that they put that word on there.
that being said, still, I mean, any instance or sorcery that doesn't have rebound now maybe has rebound. That seems really good.
Yeah, because typically rebound's very, very strong, and the cards are costed to accommodate that.
Yeah.
And being able to rebound any spell,
Yeah.
like, ooh, can you imagine you'd need 9 mana for this, or at least you'd need to untap and do it on a subsequent turn. Rebounding something like Pyrotechnics.
Ugh. Yeah, that would be disgusting.
That card, that's a card that if it had rebound would be insane.
Yeah.
And so
It
giving
doesn't.
it rebound is insane. Oh, and she has an ultimate too.
Yep. Which for -9, you get an emblem. They love their emblems. Your opponents can't cast non-creature spells. She just stops your opponent from ever being able to cast anything that isn't a creature.
That's kind of amazing. I mean, on the one hand, it's like, okay, then they just kill you with creatures. But on the other hand, you never have to worry about counterspells or combat tricks or wraths or hand disruption. It's
what you see on the board is what you have to deal with.
yeah, there's no metagaming. You're just like, okay, my opponent has these creatures. That's all they can do.
And they have 5 cards in hand. Sucks that they can't cast them, but they're there. And -9, like that is reasonable.
It's like 3 turns.
Yeah, like you play her, and she goes to 7 immediately. Next turn, she's up to 8, and then she's at 9. So yeah, the 4th turn that she's in play, you could theoretically -9 her, and your opponent's basically shut out of doing anything meaningful, rather than just playing his dorky creatures, which you're probably okay with.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I like her a lot, and I'm very excited for this card.
I'm excited for this whole set. I think it's going to be pretty sweet. I think they've finally figured out how to make a set about dragons have lots of dragons.
Yes.
Which is relevant. And I mean, obviously they spoil all the biggest, splashiest cards first, but there's some pretty interesting stuff in there.
Yeah.
We have a spoiler card as well, and that'll be in or around March 12th. So look for that in the coming weeks. I think it's pretty interesting. Obviously, we can't talk about it now, but we'll talk about it on the podcast after we spoil it.
It says Magic the Gathering on the back of it.
It does, yes. Yeah.
You're welcome.
There's a collector's number and an artist.
And it's copyright Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, but that's that.
And that's all we can say.
We've already said too much. They're on to us already. We're never getting a spoiler card again. Yeah, I think that's I think that's it for now. There's a ton more spoilers out there already because we're deep in spoiler season. It's been so soon, but the period of time between Fate Reforged and Dragons has been really quick.
Yep.
Because we've got this and then Modern Masters 2015 and then Magic Origins coming up. So there's they're just churning out the cards. Very excited. We are going to be at PAX East this weekend. So if you are in and around PAX East, come by our table in Bandland and say hi. We have a panel on Sunday afternoon also. So come and say,
I know say
hello.
There is a Magic panel as well.
There is a Magic panel
at PAX East, which
Friday.
I'm guessing there'll be some cool stuff to be shown then. If you can line up a panel with the height of spoiler season, I would expect to see some cool stuff.
Yeah, so you definitely want to check that out. And yeah, so come and say hi. We're always happy to say hi and sign playmats or whatever you want. And yeah, until next time, this podcast is brought to you by your kind support on our Patreon, patreon.com/LoadingReadyRun, where it supports this podcast and our other podcasts and our other video shows and such. And we really appreciate your ongoing support of all the things that we do. Yeah, until next time, Graham and James and that's Paul over there, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.